I had 27 years in law enforcement when I retired last year. I started out in a little town called Pemberville in Wood County. I worked in Pemberville for a year and a half, and then I went to the Catawba Island Township Police Department, where I was a patrolman for 2 years. And then in 1987, I was hired by the Ottawa County Sheriff's Office. Sheriff John Crosser hired me as a patrol deputy. I was a patrol deputy for 7.5 years, and then I was a patrol sergeant for 4.5 years, and then promoted to detective. I did criminal investigations for 8 years, and then captain of operations. I oversaw the daily operations of the sheriff's office for another 6 years, and then I retired. And during my last 20 years at the sheriff's office, I was on SWAT, and the last 10 years of that was as a SWAT team commander. And then retired last August. I went to work for First Energy as a firearms instructor at Davis-Besse Nuclear Power Station, and then fortunate enough to be appointed sheriff.
This is a dream of yours?
This is a lifelong dream. This is something I've aspired for years, and I've worked very hard to get, and I'm just very fortunate to have been appointed.
What are the challenges facing this position?
There are always personnel issues, and in today's society, budget constraints are so tight. So obviously I have budget issues. I have the budget actually coming up next month that I have to get together to submit to the commissioners. There are other challenges also. We are preparing for a new radio system throughout the entire county and a new 911 system. So working on out those details also with personnel, and actually the biggest part for me is trying to catch up and understand the different possibilities of radio systems and 911 systems and that, and trying to catch up because I have been out of the loop for a year.
Former Sheriff Bratton was a big personality in the office. Is there anything that you plan on doing differently? Any kind of changes, big changes you plan on making?
No, actually, Sheriff Bratton, I worked for Sheriff Bratton. I was a captain under him, and I got to be a part of many of the programs he began. So I'm going to try to continue many of the great programs that he began and expound on those. I will have other programs that will be my own. There have been some personnel changes already, and so the major changes would be the personnel changes that we've had. But I'm very big on working together with other law enforcement agencies and interoperability amongst the law enforcement community. And we've already begun that process with the local police departments and working very closely with them.